Every major investor knows about cryptocurrencies, and it's likely that very few don't know about Doge. However, billionaire investor Warren Buffett is skeptical about cryptocurrencies, and he has repeatedly offered unusual comments for cryptocurrencies. Is it possible that they're missing something? Well, maybe we don't want to question a stock market guru at this point. He has invested for many more years than we can count and has made some pretty good returns. But Warren Buffett has his doubts about cryptocurrencies, Doge included, so let's find out some more. Hello and welcome to another video on Crypto Lion. Today we'll be talking about one of the most famous investors in the world today, Warren Buffett, who's invested in countless businesses and continues to provide valuable advice to investors across the world. His approach has emphasized fundamental analysis to gauge whether or not investors should invest in a company. But the world is changing, and cryptocurrencies are increasingly used by millions of people. Make sure you leave a like on this video, tap the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications on this channel. It helps more people find us and equally helps you get up-to-date information on developments on Doge and the broader crypto market. So with that said, let's jump right in. The Berkshire Hathaway chairman has openly criticized cryptocurrencies and called them baseless assets that do not intrinsically have value. This is not new. The like of Nobel laureate Nouriel Roubini have equally chastised the currency for being speculative. But cryptocurrencies are turning out to be a store of value. In that regard, Berkshire Hathaway Vice Chairman Charlie Munger equally rallied against Bitcoin in Berkshire's yearly gathering, calling the cryptocurrency, which Munger and long-term partner Warren Buffett have avoided for quite a long time, disturbing and in opposition to the interests of progress. So this is quite significant because Berkshire Hathaway is worth $530 billion, and they invest in a range of companies across the US and the globe. So if veteran investors do not choose to abide by cryptocurrencies, it might be more challenging for high net worth individuals who invest via such companies to access digital currencies. Let's not forget that the investment industry can be quite dated. During a live QA session on Saturday, a financial backer tested Buffett and Munger on their very much archived distrust of cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin, whose cost has flooded more than sixfold throughout the most recent year. Buffett avoided the inquiry, kidding that he'll anger holders of Bitcoin if he criticized the currency. Munger was less political. He said he dislikes Bitcoin's new gains, contending the money was made out of nowhere and it's used by tax evaders and kidnappers. While there are risks associated with cryptocurrencies, there are other benefits. In this case, Munger seems to think the costs outweigh the benefits. "I don't welcome a currency that is so useful to kidnappers and extortionists," Munger said. "I think the whole damn development is disgusting and contrary to the interests of civilization." "I'm gonna dodge that question," Buffett said. "We've probably got hundreds of thousands of people watching this that own Bitcoin, and we've probably got 2 people who are short. So we have a choice of making 400,000 people mad at us and unhappy, or making 2 people happy, and that's just a dumb equation." Bitcoin doubt is anything but another situation for the two heads of Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett has called Bitcoin a daydream and poison for rats, and he pledged a year ago to never possess any digital currency, contending that they pull in quacks or scams and essentially have no worth. Munger, as far as it matters for him, has called Bitcoin fake gold and demanded its unpredictability makes it pointless as a method for trade, and he's contrasted crypto's contribution with trading nuggets. Bitcoin fans accept the currency as acquiring a foothold with standard clients as a method for installment. Yet pundits caution its galactic costs are the after effect of theory, and it remains too unpredictable to even consider filling in as a broadly received cash. Buffett has been crystal clear about what he thinks about cryptocurrencies. "I can say almost with certainty that they will come to a bad ending," he said during a January 2018 interview on CNBC. The following month, during a Fox Business interview, he asserted that Bitcoin was probably rat poison squared. So far, there have been weeks when cryptocurrencies have not done well, but they are gradually recovering, and currencies such as Bitcoin have been in existence for the longest time. In 2020, he said, "I don't hold any digital currency, I won't ever." He hasn't referenced Dogecoin or some other digital currency in open so far this year. Notwithstanding, in February, Buffett's long-term colleague Charlie Munger related that Bitcoin helped him to remember the thing Oscar Wilde once said about fox chasing. "It's the quest for the uneatable by the unspeakable." Buffett probably shares Munger's view. In any case, Buffett hasn't been an aficionado of Mary Jane stocks, by the same token. At the Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholders meeting in 2019, Fox business correspondent Liz Clayman got some information about the likelihood that Coca-Cola may cooperate with a cannabis organization. Neither preferred the thought since cannabis doesn't have, in Munger's words, a healthy picture. Clearly, Buffett wouldn't like to put resources into either Dogecoin or cannabis. Notwithstanding, in our theoretical situation, he'd be needed to pick the lesser of the two. I think the burden of proof points to the fact that he will pick any currency or asset but cryptocurrencies. So what does that mean for Doge? It's pretty simple. Some investors like Elon Musk love Doge and others don't. Buffett is quite clear about cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, even as he's not the only one addressing this. Bitcoin users accept that the digital currency is acquiring footing with standard clients as a method for payments, but its exceedingly high cost is problematic, and it cannot facilitate other financial transactions, such as derivatives. Buffett says digital currencies essentially have no worth and they don't deliver anything. They don't duplicate, they can't mail you a check, they can't do anything, and what you trust is that another person tags along and pays you more cash for them later on. Yet then that individual has the issue. In this way, his most serious issue with Dogecoin would more likely than not be that it essentially doesn't do anything. Then again, an organization like Sundial develops cannabis. It bundles cannabis items and sends them to purchasers. Buffett probably won't care for the cannabis business, yet it's probably a sure thing that 100% of the time, he'd take an organization that produces merchandise available to be purchased over a resource that doesn't. For Dogecoin to be more than just a meme, it should turn out to be all the more generally perceived as a genuine store of value or gain much more acknowledgement as a means to buy products. The 89-year-old Buffett had until this point passed on a solid dissatisfaction with regards to digital currencies like Bitcoin, alluding to the cryptocurrency as fanciful and having no extraordinary worth by any stretch of the imagination. This means probably the same thing for Doge, right? But he's not come out to say what he thinks about the fact that Doge is more democratic. Generally perceived for his patient and judicious venture techniques in the customary market, Buffett did stun the investment scene with the turnaround, saying that he out of nowhere wanted to accomplish something great before he turned 90. For a guy regarded to be the stock market guru, I don't see what he can possibly accomplish more. But he says, in this way, I pulled out the old PC and began investigating. One of the main things I saw was the Shiba Inu picture close to one of the coins on the rundown. Warren Buffett owns 2 Shiba Inus himself, and he clarified that at that moment, one of them nudged its head. So in conclusion, Warren Buffett might not be a fan of cryptocurrencies or Doge in particular, but there are valid reasons to hold the currency. He has indeed given investment advice for many years, and while he's not warm to Doge, the currency has performed well. Despite its recent slump, the cryptocurrency has appreciated, and while Tesla accepts Bitcoin, the Dallas Mavericks accept Doge. So I guess Mr. Buffett might be averse to cryptos, but there is a new kind of investor out there. One that has seen what has happened with Bitcoin and doesn't want to be left out again. You have to figure out what kind of investor you want to be. Thanks for watching this video until the very end. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave them down below. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and of course turn on post notifications as well. Good luck and happy investing.